Okay, we've got Lake Tahoe. So Lake Tahoe is very specific and it is coming through loud and clear. So maybe you're in Lake Tahoe or maybe you want to go to Lake Tahoe, but it's very significant. It's on the border of California and Nevada. Heavy is the crown. If you don't know what that saying means, you want to look it up. And this is Lake Tahoe. Okay, so I got a lot of energy coming in. I really need you to look at the shorts. It's Yardbirds. Now, that's a long ways from King Diamond, Merciful Fate. So we're going way to a different sound. It's more like the sound of the Beatles, if you ask me. My Beatles glass here. But it's Jimmy Page, and he's from Led Zeppelin. So it didn't go the Beatles way, it went the Led Zeppelin sound way at the end, and I like the Led Zeppelin sound much better. The Beatles are okay, but I do like it a little bit, I guess you'd say, harder. Okay, so we got the Beatles, we've got the Yardbirds. So you want to look up the Beatles and the Yardbirds, Jimmy Page. But I wrote a little comment underneath the shorts, and that's what I want to go over. Because what happened, I'm going to get into what happened with these cards. Okay? What happened was your significant other that was coming in didn't go through the dark night of the soul. He or she had a karmic lesson to fulfill in a certain amount of time. Even though time doesn't exist, we go from level to level, and if you don't make your assignment, then you have to redo it. And we talked about that. We talked about demotions and promotions. So whoever it was got demoted and you got promoted. Okay, I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can. But this is the energy that's coming in. Heavy is the crown. It's not easy. This isn't easy to get promoted. So a lot of you got demoted or stayed at your same level and have to repeat what you did, like going back in and making that banana cake because you didn't get a blue ribbon, you only got a red or a green ribbon. And you can't advance to being a chef, or you cannot advance to being a teacher unless you pass the course. And you didn't pass the course. So since you didn't pass the course, you have to retake it. That's what's going on. But the energy just came out saying heavy is the crown. Okay? Also the Spider-Man saying about to those given power, much more responsibility is given. Something like that. You all know that one. Okay, so the other half that was coming in your soul contract didn't pass the test, didn't pass the class, right? So they got demoted or they stayed where they were. Now, we've heard that all week. So now what? Well, like the Yardbirds lyrics, heart full of soul, just didn't get it completely right. You've passed on, you're promoted, you're on another level, right? And this person had to stay behind. Now, can this person get to your level? Well, the ancestors are helping them. The card said that. But there's a lot of disappointment because we have two other cards that I'll go over with you. And it's the Five of Cups and the Page of Cups. And there's a lot of disappointment in the air because Not because the person didn't pass the test. It's because they didn't put in the work. Okay, so it's like you and your friend are in the kitchen and you're making this banana cake and you're really trying hard. You're following all the rules. You're being really obedient. You're doing everything right. And the other person is just kind of sloughing off, went out all night, got drunk, all hungover, bought the cheap ingredients because they spent all their money at the bar, and they're just slopping it all together. Okay? You're trying really hard. You're doing the best you can. You get a blue ribbon. Okay? You get the blue ribbon. Well, guess what? They get a red ribbon. All right? They get the red ribbon. You get the blue ribbon, they get the red ribbon. Now what? Okay? Now they want to be with you, but you're advancing. You've advanced. They want to come in and be with you. Do you see that big disappointment of, man, why couldn't you just have done it right? Man, why did you have to go out with your toxic friends? There's a lot of toxicity in the air. Like, you chose the bar over getting some rest and practicing your banana cakes, right? Well, sure, it's a lot funner to go to the bar than sit and practice banana cakes, right? So, you weren't obedient enough. You didn't have enough oomphs. You thought that she'd be there forever. You thought he'd be there forever, right? He or she. Well, now's that point where the Empress was in reverse because heavy is the crown. She's moving on, okay? She's not going to go backwards onto your level. So you're stuck having to take this banana cake class again because you didn't go through your dark night of the soul correctly. Karmic lessons are kind of like done with. Like, we're past that stage. Now we're at heavy is the crown stage. So you have to leave these things behind. You have to leave people, places, and things behind. Did you see how the cat just walked past? It's time to leave behind those that didn't do what they were supposed to do. Is it easy? No. But we have to do it. So even though they have a heart full of soul, they will get someone on their level. And that's kind of the final message here, is just that they will get someone on their level. And you will get the Hierophant. You will get the Hierophant. And you can get new everything. Okay? You can even melt the old into new. What do I mean by that? Let's say you had a bunch of gold rings. You could melt them down and make a beautiful new ring. Because that energy, you want to keep the energy. You want to keep the goodness, the greatness of the hearts full of soul. But the person didn't do what they were supposed to do. So there has to come a time. Remember that Two of Swords, that decision that you have to make? You want to go down to their level? You see how that drops down to their level? Do you want to drop down to their level? Or do you want the Hierophant? Do you want the goddess? Do you want the god? Okay? So Empress or Emperor that didn't make the cut, they have to go behind. Or you can go behind with them. Okay? So you see where we're at. We're no longer at show me. Now we're at you have shown me. Blue ribbons, red ribbons, green ribbons, okay? So that's the energy. It's too late to apologize. That's a really good song. I got it on my playlist. I forget who sings it. It's one of them new ones they play on the radio all the time, and I just love it. It's too late to apologize. I love my tea. Boy, does that work good. You just put water in the coffee pot with, I put 6 tea bags in there, and then I just let it seep. And then I put it in the refrigerator and chill it. Oh, it's delicious. Okay, we're going to go in here and we're going to get another reading. A whole new reading here. I'll show you them cards here that the 5 of chalices, which is Luke chapter 15, the disappointment. And then we've got 1 Samuel chapter, Samuel the boy prophet. So you can look up Samuel and the prodigal son. Okay, so if you like to look stuff up. It's also a change card, number 5, the prodigal son, and an 11 card, Samuel and the prodigal son. So 2 different stories to look up there. And then just to show you the cards, we had the Dark Night of the Soul, and the Emperor didn't complete it correctly. You're no longer releasing your karmic debt. You have done it. He or she did not do their energy cleaning correctly, and they chose toxic friends. So since they chose toxic friends, they're getting God's wrath and judgment. The Empress or the Emperor is no longer theirs. That divine feminine is in reverse. You can talk to your spirit guides all you want, but it's pretty much too late to apologize. And you kind of screwed up there, and you have to get a new soulmate. Have to rewrite your contract. The ancestors are helping you to do that. That's what they're doing in astro. But it's kind of like, again, I keep hearing all night, heavy is the crown. It wasn't easy, and some of you did it and some of you didn't. But there's always someone new waiting for you. It's just not going to be your Hierophant. But if you did pass, it is your Hierophant. You're done watching the water. Water's in reverse. And again, the karmic assignment's over. It's in reverse. And the reason that you were demoted is because of immortality. You were immoral. You had no integrity. You did something wrong, or they did, okay? Now you have to take this reading how you are. If you're the one that's the Hierophant, if you're the one that passed this test, then we get to go to our higher level. The person that didn't, that's why they didn't. They weren't working right with others. They were working with others to create conflict, and that's got to be over. Okay, so we're going to finish here with get more connected, meditate, spend more time in nature. But I hope you can understand that energy, because the energy is what happens when you don't pass a test. You have to take it over. Some advance and some don't. Okay, so we're going to go in here. I was talking about my crystal balls yesterday. There they all are. Isn't that pretty? There's the wise owl. There's some, that's a birdie. Red cardinal. There's some owls. This picture, Ernie drew me. He made it for me. Shout out to Ernie, but he's not listening. No, he's not listening. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a few more cards here. We're going to put the light on. And we're going to flip you guys around. And there's Spider-Man in the back here. We talked about Spider-Man, about the too much, to one who much power is given comes much responsibility, something like that. And then we also had the Eight of Pentacles randomly on the bottom before I started shuffling. And that is your hard work is paying off. And if you went to the bar instead of studying how to make your banana cake, you're taking the class over, but your hard work is paying off and you are getting a new soulmate. So I hope you understood that. We also have the smoking gun card on the bottom of this deck. So again, it's over. It's the smoking gun. It's the Queen of Swords energy where she has said enough is enough. It's time to move on. Okay. Four of Cups where she's bringing that last idea down to the table. And she's just saying, okay, enough is enough. It's time to ride on. Knight of Pattern. And where are we riding on to? Our wishes and desires, our Nine of Cups. They were in reverse and we're turning them upright. Our wishes and desires. Okay, and then with this deck, we have Eight of Cups. We can't get away from the Eight of Cups. Leaving behind the familiar. Okay, that's what I'm getting off of this card. Leaving behind the familiar. Leaving behind the old everything. The old jewelry, the old people, the old furniture, the old everything. Leaving it behind. Departure, Knight of Wands. Departure, action. Three of Wands. You are understanding your ambitions. Three of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Your hard work pays off. So we got the Eight of Pentacles twice. Your hard work is paying off. And angels are among us. And it's divinely timed with the Temperance card. And on the top of the deck, we have the Sun energy in reverse. So it's a no. It's a no. Who is it a no for? Whoever didn't pass the class. They're not coming with you. It's a no. You're getting the Hierophant. Just what I said. Isn't that cool how these cards back it up? Everything new. You learned your lesson. You're top of the game. You're moving forward. And the Nine of Wands in reverse. We're done. We're going to a 10. You're determined. And you have pushed beyond your limits. You have been. And you have earned the rite of passage. And it's all Spider-Man energy. It's heavy as the crown. You're going to get lots of power, lots of responsibility, but you have to leave everything behind. It's over. You found out who the wolves in sheep clothing were, and you broke through the illusions. The Moon card in reverse. You found out the hidden truth. You trusted your intuition. We had that High Priestess almost every day. You faced your fears and you moved on. Okay, now everything I just said, you want to rewind because one of you did that and one of you didn't. That's the whole energy here. The whole energy is that somebody did the right thing and somebody did the not right thing. Two of you were going down this path. That was that soul contract that we made. One of you was totally obedient and did the right thing. One of you did not. I'm hearing the Mary and Martha story. You want to look up the Mary and Martha story. One of you sat at the seat at the bottom of Jesus's feet, and the other one got jealous and resentful towards what was going on in the other room. Woe is me, I have to do all this cleaning while you two can sit there and fumble each other. You know, it's that kind of energy. Not good, but you know, that's what happens. So we have to go beyond. We have to leave behind heavy is the crown. I must have said that 10 times during this video, and I heard it about 100 in Astro. So I'm going to leave it there. The last card that they want to talk about is the Four of Swords energy, and it's about self-love, self-forgiving, and renewal. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with the Four of Wands. Now, you're going to leave this energy today with, as if you're driving out of your driveway and you're not returning to that spot ever again. You're moving forward. You're taking that jewelry and going to melt it down to a new ring. You're going to make the crown a little less heavy. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.